Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Rôder with the Cajun Ninja. I am right here in Houma, Louisiana, and there's a storm of brewing over at Big Mike's Smokehouse and Barbecue, and I'm about to get in there and knock it out. Let's do this. Man, I knew you wasn't the one cooking back there.
I'm not, but I am the founder though. How you doing, bro?
What's up, man? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
You got some food for me to eat today?
I do. We got some good stuff for you today.
Let's go knock this out, boy.
Let's do it.
What's up? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to Rôder with the Cajun Ninja. I know what you're probably wondering. What the heck is Rôder? Well, if you're from here, you know what it means. It means to roam the roads, get out the house, go see some things, experience stuff, try some food, maybe make some groceries, which is another thing we'll talk about. But nonetheless, I really just have one question. Y'all wanna get down? Hiya! All right, brother, I gotta tell you, I am so pumped to be here. You know, for me, dude, you're like the big celebrity here. What got you started doing this?
So the truth of the matter is, I just didn't want to work. No, that's not true. So, no, I love barbecuing.
You picked the wrong thing, huh?
Yeah, so I love barbecuing, and this is actually a job, believe it or not. You know, we work around the clock and, you know, cooking briskets and pork and all these things that people love. Those items are 24-hour, you know, responsibilities. You know, when we're not here, the pits are still going. So it's definitely, I tell people, you know, you might love to cook and want to do it as a career, as an owner, but it's also a business. So, you know, we've learned to marry both of them, you know, because there was a time where we were getting up, you know, 3 a.m. in the morning, going stoking fires, and you gotta love stuff like that, you know?
Dude, you're absolutely right, because I love sleep. So, yeah, like to be up that early. And I've thought about that too, because, you know, every time I've eaten at Big Mike's, my food comes out hot and fresh as if it just came off of a smoker. Yeah. But the real truth is like, you can't prepare these things to order. You have to be prepared ahead of time.
Yeah, so I always tell everybody, barbecue is, you have to be a master of how you hold and cook, right? Because it has to be fresh, but at the same time, we have to be well ahead of the customers coming in. So like here, we cook in cycles. Like there's chicken coming off every 2 or 3 hours. And we only cook enough just to last a short period of time. So even sometimes people come in and be like, why you out of chicken? It's like, look, you missed the cycle. Like we sold it all. But we don't want to have so much where you come in, you be like, oh, this stuff is dry, doesn't taste good. So it's a give and take, you know? And any barbecue business that you go into, they're going to have a point in the day where there is something that they just simply don't have. You know, that's inherent of the business.
And that's probably why your name has held so well for so long around here. Right. You know, you guys started out, I'm gonna talk about this, it was like it was once an old donut shop.
It was.
Yeah.
So,
tell me about that.
So, well, that donut shop was originally owned by Al Copeland, and we opened up a barbecue restaurant in that place. From what I understand, you know, one of the largest fried chicken chains, Popeyes, came out of that building. The recipe did. I was told that story by Mr. Ronnie himself, you know, so about Al Copeland, because they were friends. And so we did the barbecue after a fried chicken place was there. And my first week in business, every person coming in is like, I need a 10-piece or a 12-piece. And we're like, we don't have it, we got barbecue. And they'd walk out the door because they just wasn't used to it. So,
was that deflating a little bit?
No, I started frying chicken. So I started frying
That's
chicken.
smart, man.
Like, I'm like, okay, we're gonna fry chicken and cook brisket.
Yeah.
So we did that for about a year, and then as people gradually started tasting the barbecue, then the chicken became less of a thing.
And you moved on to catfish.
Yeah. So that's weird. Like a lot of people talk about our catfish. It's crazy.
But so where you got the name Big Mike?
So I was actually smaller at the time, right? You know, so I've probably gained a good amount of weight since we've been in business. But you know what? You know, the truth of the matter is, it's kind of like a name that my dad and we came up with together, just trying to give it a really good name. I wasn't called Big Mike in my earlier years, I'm embarrassed to tell you what they used to call me when I was younger, but it was a good word. Well, I'm now at a point where my wife's like, well, you can't lose weight. Like, it's not skinny bites, you know, so I have to live the name. We are over 17 years in business at this point, and we don't plan on going anywhere. And this is really a love obsession, like doing this. And it's about the food. It's also about the people, the community. We do our best to just be on point all the time. You know, we're not infallible, but we wake up every day putting our best foot forward, and we do our best, you know?
Right on, man. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm ready to eat some food, bro. I don't know about you, but I'm getting kind of hungry.
Yeah, I'm a big guy, remember, so I'm ready to eat.
Let's get big together.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, man, so here's the moment of truth. I want you to try Big Mike's hard work, the Q.
Let's take a look at this right here.
Let's do it.
Oh, man.
Look at that smoke ring, man. Oh, God.
I need a moment of silence.
All right, let's do it. All right.
Kick it up, bro.
All right, let's do it.
Bro, I got the free zones, man. I don't know if you see them coming out?
I see them, man.
Bro, like that's how excited I am about this.
Yeah.
All right, so kind of walk me through what I got right here in front of me.
All right, so we have Big Mike's spare ribs seasoned with our rub, cooked for at least 4 hours, and then finished off with 60-40, which is salt and pepper. We call it 60-40 because it's 60% salt, 40% pepper. It's our mix of those two. Then we have our brisket, which is also seasoned with our barbecue rub, cooked for 12 to 14 hours. We only use top graded brisket, seasoned for at least, a few hours before we put it on the pit. And then finally you have the turkey, which is in our brine, with all kind of goodies in there. Everybody want to know what's in there, and the only secret that I'll give you is that turkey is in it, right? So it's a good piece of meat. And then of course we have traditional Louisiana jambalaya made with our barbecue meats, and then of course the traditional baked beans.
Oh, dude, this is like a staple of a barbecue plate, bruh. So this would be called the meat trio on the menu, or?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
three meat plate.
Three meat plate, that's what it is.
We call it a tri-plate. That's what it's known for.
Yeah, because you need to try that, that's why.
Yeah, try it.
All right.
Let me know.
I'm gonna get a bite of spare rib right here, bro. I love spare rib. And we going in, straight up neat on this, you know what I'm saying?
Do that.
Not on the rocks, not a little Crown and Coke. We're gonna keep this guy off to the side. We're going straight neat in this, taste it as it is.
Go for it. Ooh.
Brother, did you see that come off the bone? All right, Mike, I'm sure you know this because you're, a professional at this, but a lot of people don't know this. In the barbecue competition world, that's a big deal that the meat stays on the bone.
Absolutely.
But comes right off when you bite into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it should not be tough. It should not be overly tender. You want it to kind of hang on to the bone and pull away from it, because anytime something falls off a bone, theoretically it's overcooked, right? And that's okay if that's what you like, but in our world, on a spare rib, at a minimum, you want some sort of pull right off of the bone without the rest of the meat coming off.
Right, it's not coming off, just holding it like this, just falling off, but I can easily pull meat right off of this thing.
Yes,
I mean, God, look
absolutely.
at that. And you know what I noticed too? You actually keep the membrane on your ribs.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So I think it's actually important. Some folks might have a different opinion of it, but we think that it holds the flavor. Wait till you taste the turkey. That's really our number one seller is turkey. I'd say it's right up there with brisket, and then of course spare ribs fall in the line.
All right, why go ahead and suck this down and chew some of this good back in my mouth. Tell me about what made you get started into doing turkey.
So really, it started from Thanksgiving and cooking turkey. From there, we decided to put it on the menu, and it's been on the menu probably, 16 years at this point. We've never changed the recipe. It's been the same the whole time. We use rosemary, we use thyme. Believe it or not, there's a tad bit of chicken base in there, a little bit of salt. Not very much pepper, but some. And we let it brine for at least 12 hours before we smoke it.
You know, I really love the part when you said, I'm not gonna tell you any secret about the turkey other than it's just turkey.
It's just turkey. That's what. That's what.
I
That's
felt
what's
like
in
we
it.
got a little bit more than that.
You did. So I slipped up. We're gonna have to cut that out of this scene.
Oh man, no, that's good, dude. Listen, Coke puts all their ingredients right here on the bottom. Nobody still figured it out yet.
Nobody figured it out.
Nobody figured it out. So I think your secret safe, dude. It is incredible how much depth of flavor is in the meat.
Yes.
Like you bite into it. You know, turkey. Typically, when I eat turkey, there'll be some flavor in kind of the outer portions of it. But like, you've done a great job. It must be the brine, maybe.
It's the brine.
Soaked in there.
You gotta let it sit in that brine for at least 12 hours, and then we turn around. We smoke it for another 4 hours. We wrap it in foil so it maintains its juice, and we serve it to you. It's simple.
All right, before I get into some of this next part of this plate, we've gotten so far into this, man, we gotta let people know where you at. I gotta know where this place is.
So we're located in Houma. We're actually next door to the Civic Center, located at 3034 Barrow Street. We've been here approximately 15 years. We've been in business just over 17.
Man, that's beautiful, dude. Conveniently located. I mean, you're kind of in the heart of down the bayou, if you think about it, because right that way is kind of heading towards Berg and all, and right this way is heading up the bayou, you know, so, you know, people can make their way down here and come get some good barbecue.
Oh yeah, we know it's good. Now, you're sitting there eating the barbecue and we got a big dish of jambalaya. Now, I know you're known for that, so we don't want to be overly judged on it, you know?
Well, I mean, mostly I'm known for pastalaya, you know, and honestly, if this was DJ Red, he'd be in heaven right now because he loves his jambalaya. But nonetheless, I'm not one to come to Big Mike's and tell you how to do your thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm glad to take a bite of this. It looks great.
All right. Drum roll, please.
Beautiful color, love the chicken in it.
Yeah.
You know?
All smoked. That's all barbecue.
Smoked meat.
All smoked meat.
Smoked jambalaya.
Yeah.
I don't do that. You know?
Yeah, that's true. See what you think.
I mean, dude, that's just every bit as good as any jambalaya I've ever had.
You didn't say as good as your jambalaya.
Well,
I know you're a pastalaya guy.
I have had that.
Yeah.
I have had my jambalaya.
Yeah.
And it's good.
All right.
No, this is really good, man.
I was just trying to corner you on camera.
Well, look, if you want to get real flavor-wise, that's a good jambalaya.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
I actually order it sometimes whenever I get my trio.
We got that on camera?
Mm-hmm. I actually order it sometimes whenever I get my trio.
Okay. All right, man. All right. I'm glad you like it. And then, of course, the baked beans we cook with our pulled pork and our brisket, a little bit of brown sugar, caramelized onions, and some other ingredients.
Yeah, I love the baked beans, dude. Yeah.
So all those recipes have been the same the whole time we've been in business.
Yeah, that's a staple. And I tell you what, you got other really good sides too. I like the green beans. The mac and cheese is incredible. You know, I mean, my kids, they always get the fries. They love the fries here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you do a really good job with your sides, which, you know, can kind of be a little bit of an underdog to your plate.
A lot of times, yeah.
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 All right, brother, I got to get a bite of this beautiful piece of brisket right here.
Oh, yeah. You got
so juicy and
you got some lean.
Yeah. For you and me, that's probably a little more lean.
Yeah.
But there is a nice little layer of fat on there.
Yeah.
And, you know, and for some of you that get the brisket and you've gotten the fat on there and you think it's too fatty, you're a beginner, all right? You're just a beginner. You know, that's a rookie move to call out fat on a brisket and say, oh, this is kind of too much fat. Yeah. Professionals, we see that and we tear it up.
We want it.
Yeah.
Let's see what you think of that. Ooh, nice pull.
That was so tender. You know why it works so well with what you do here? That fat pulls a lot of the seasoning.
It does.
So when it melts in your mouth, it's like you're getting this Big Mike seasoning flavor just melting on your tongue.
That was the goal.
Oh man. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna eat the rest of that.
I'm glad you like it, man.
This is so good. And look, we didn't even put any barbecue sauce on here, but honestly, I really love your original blend.
Yeah.
It's great. It complements all of what you do here. But I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside. I get to take this home, right?
Absolutely, it's yours to take.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put that there, and then and obviously get this out of the way.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Yeah,
for
we don't
what we're
need
about
that.
to do.
That thing just causes problems.
It does.
Right on.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh. Yeah, bro. You got a line of products here. Can you tell me about these? Can I take these home and do what Big Mike does, or?
You can. That was our goal when we put them together. I mean, we developed these years ago, and actually my dad helped me with the original barbecue sauce. I would come home from, at that time I had a job. I'd come home and he'd have all these little bowls on the table. He's like, yo, look what I mixed up. And I remember one time going home and he had mixed up a batch and he put flour in it and it tastes like flour. Like, bro, we can't sell this, And so we just worked with it and worked with it and worked with it. And he was a big part of this one. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. One of the things that really, to me, makes this sauce good is my dad's idea. There's actually root beer in here, Barg's root beer. It's crazy, right?
That's kind of brilliant.
Yeah, well, thank you. But
I'm serious, man. Barg's is, like when I think of the great, sweet kind of flavors of barbecue sauce, that's what Bart's root beer has too,
Absolutely. There's a lot of basic ingredients in there that everybody's familiar with, but at the end of the day, it all comes together to me and just makes some of the best flavors,
Well, look, I mean, it's a big deal to have good barbecue sauce. I mean, you of all people probably know, you could have some really good meat, but if you top it off with something that tastes a little funky,
right?
I mean, you don't even remember how good that meat is.
That's true, and I'll tell you, one of the things we don't do. Now we do it on the baby backs only because we grill them off and we want that sauce to caramelize into the meat. But in all, we don't put barbecue sauce on any of our meat. We're not trying to hide anything. We want you to be the deciding factor of whether or not you put that sauce on your meat. So we always serve it on the side. We're proud of our sauce, but we're not trying to use it to mask what we've done in the back, So now look, even on the spices. So these spices have been the same since we first introduced them. Nothing has changed about it. It's originally what we put on the brisket was the barbecue rub, and we still do to this day. And we do it probably about 12 hours ahead of putting them on the pit, so it kind of soaks into the exterior. We leave about 1/4 inch of fat on the outside, so when it cooks down, it builds that bark. And after about 12 hours, we end up wrapping them in butcher paper, putting them back on the pit so they sweat down a little bit. But where most Texan type, barbecue might use just simply salt and pepper, sometimes a little garlic and onion. We use what's basically a garlic, chili powder. There's a tad bit of cumin that it's so tad that it's on the back end. You won't really get it unless I tell you. But we're proud of it. Nothing really stands out, which is good with a seasoning. You don't want to taste something and be like, yeah, that's garlic powder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's been our go-to since day one.
Yeah. It's a great flavor, and like you said, I didn't even really know there was cumin in there. And usually, if you can taste cumin, you think of more of kind of a Mexican blend.
Yes.
Yeah, you've done a great job with it, man. I think the only thing left to do as far as topping off this experience is maybe hit that sweet tooth.
All right, this right here is like probably about 4 to 5 months of work. And my wife and I run this business together. I don't do it alone. That's how we're able to do it. And this was a point of contention at one point. And we decided to use the famous Biscoff cookie. I think it sets it apart from the traditional banana puddings that you get out there. And something that we do that not a lot of people want to do, and I understand why, is put actual bananas in it, right?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's large chunks of bananas.
I love that.
The deal is that, bananas don't last long, so people tend not to want to put them in there. But we sell them so fast that they're fresh every time we put them out. We also make the whipped topping. Why not make it? You don't need to buy whipped topping. It's easy to make.
Right on.
And then, of course, crumble up a little Biscoff and put it throughout. And for a topper, and the reason why we do this, so you eat this the right way, I'm gonna let you know.
Oh, okay.
All right, so when you go in it on the banana pudding, you kind of push down on that cracker. All right, or the cookie rather, and you get some of the whipped topping in there, and you take a bite of everything all at one time.
So I try to get banana.
Try to get your banana in there, I'm gonna go ahead of you.
Oh man, there's a little bit of everything right there.
Taste that. Praise Jesus.
This biscuit, bro.
Sets it off.
It does. It just, that was like, that's the flavor I'm looking for.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, you know, because it's got like this hint of like cinnamon, you
Exactly.
know? It's almost like kind of gingerbreadish.
Well, good. I'm glad you like it, man.
Well, brother, look, this has been just such an incredible experience to come sit down with you, hang out. You know, like I said, I've gotten to know you for a long time now.
Sweet, man. I appreciate that.
Hey, for sure, brother. Thank you so much, man.
All right, bro.
All right.
Thank you.
That is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. We have knocked out another episode of Rôder with the Cajun Ninja right here in Houma, Louisiana at Big Mike's Smokehouse and Barbecue. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I am on cloud 9. Speaking of clouds, I gotta get out of here, man. We got some weather coming. Y'all stay tuned for the next one. Hiya!